Hey, is it weird when you sneeze that you come a little, or is that just me?
Welcome to Ramble On.
With your host, George Steersman.
And Brandon Mace. I think that's a problem. Or maybe it's not a problem. I don't know. Do you enjoy it? Do you sneeze on purpose now?
I don't like sneezing on purpose, especially when you drive. That freaks me the fuck out. I'm so glad there's at least 50 to 100 feet between me and the next driver.
Well, yeah, because if you're coming while sneezing while driving, you're closing your eyes and you're coming, so now you need new underwear. You just came.
You just gotta let it dry a little. Why the fuck do you need to change your underwear unless you shit your pants? Or it's been like 2 or 3 days since you changed your underwear.
Yeah.
Just let it dry. Folks, I'm not that weird. Most of the time. Half the time. Whatever.
Yeah. Everything he said was all truth, too, just so you know. It was all true.
I'll have a different one of these startups every episode.
If we can stand it.
They'll stand it. You'll stand it and you like it, don't you? Oh, you dirty little whores.
Yeah, I love that voice. He can do the voice really well. That imitates the puberty monster from Big Mouth, the cartoon series on Netflix.
I'm the hormone monster. The fuck did you call me? Puberty fairy? I'm the hormone monster. Not a fairy. I ain't sure I fuck around with guys, but I'm not a fairy.
Yeah.
Wow, I did that quite well.
You do. I love it. I want to make a second season pretty soon.
Me too. But that's not what this episode is about. First off, we've noticed that Stan Lee, one of the greatest, the greatest, come on. Excelsior!
Stan Lee, yes.
Was in the hospital again for pneumonia.
He's 95 years old.
He's 95, he's still kicking, he's still fucking spry. I mean, that's amazing.
And still going to cons.
Still acting. I think hopefully he's got both Infinity Wars under his belt already for cameos.
Yeah. I hope he lives to at least another 5 years. Because, Marvel's got that long line of plans of movies, and I want to see him in, like I said, both Infinity Wars would be nice.
That would be nice. And Kevin Smith, oh my god, I know it's been about a week and a half, but having a heart attack after doing a set at a comedy club?
Yeah, he was doing two-hour specials back-to-back at a comedy club in Glendale, California. He did the first one just fine, and during the second one, he had a heart attack. But he felt no pain. He just felt nauseous. He threw up, and he felt like it was hard to catch his breath. There was no elephant sting on his chest, no pain. No panic. He just like, this is just weird. And everyone's like, you need to go to the hospital. No, I'm fine. No, you need to go to the hospital. If you guys stop leaving me alone, sure, okay. All right, I'll go. Just leave me alone. I'll go to the hospital. Fine. So they call an ambulance.
You're an ambulance.
Thank you for the dad joke.
That shit couldn't even be resuscitated.
Oh, gosh. It was DOA.
It was DOA 50 years ago. 60 probably.
Yeah. So he's alive, and they put a stent in his heart. They said he had 100% blockage in his LAD artery, the main artery.
Yeah.
It's called the Widowmaker because you've got like maybe a 30% chance of living with 100% blockage. They're like, yeah, if you'd have come like a half hour later, you'd probably be dead.
He dodged a bullet there. And now he's going full vegan, he says.
Yep.
I hope he only goes half vegan.
Yeah.
I couldn't give up meat.
I don't think he can give up milk. It'd kill him. He gave it up for a while, but it was really hard, so...
Well, a lot of people say they give up milk and they're okay with it. It's primarily athletes, all the Olympic athletes.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's pros and cons to drinking milk and drinking almond milk and drinking all that other shit. Whatever.
Athletes have it hard, though, because they're also not allowed to either have sex or come in general before any athletic event a day before.
Really? I mean, that would be that would relieve a lot of anxiety getting a nut.
Right, but they consider it any kind of orgasm would relax you and ruin your performance. You wouldn't be on edge to, be doing your 110%, as they say.
I want to say the thing that you hate that I say, but I'm not, because I respect you.
Good.
That's the most goddamn ridiculous thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. Thanks, Dad.
But you still said it anyways.
You said go ahead.
And this is supposed to be a Christian podcast. No, not really. It's just all.
Oh, fuck,
everything.
really? I thought it was Jewish.
Oh, shit.
Is it kosher?
Oy vey.
L'chaim.
Alright, before we get in any actual trouble for this, let's skip to something else.
Well, I don't know. Let's talk about one of our other favorite hobbies and passions, weapons. I know it's a passion of mine. I know it's a passion of yours. I love weapons.
That would have been my second guess.
What?
My first guess would have been masturbation.
That's probably Sean, since he did it in the kitchen that one time.
Guns. Yeah.
Guns. Knives.
Just weapons and combat stuff in general. It's always interesting and fun.
I love it. I mean, it went from fucking beating each other with rocks and sticks to tying the rock to the stick to, all kinds of things. The Bronze Age, Steel Age. It's phenomenal how man has come up with different ways of killing one another.
Right.
And now they're taking the humanity out of it with drones.
Right, I know, yeah.
But it saves lives and...
Yeah, but I mean, it becomes meaningless if, you've got an unarmed device killing somebody. You feel like little regret. It just becomes a number, a statistic after that. You program your drone, go kill people who look like this or are doing this or have this.
Okay, that's a bit much. I mean, they still have a pilot involved in it. It's not fucking the 2014 RoboCop where it just like scans you like that, or anyone with a gun.
Then I won't tell you the truth then.
Oh, just fucking tell me your truth.
I can't.
Why?
I signed a non-disclosure agreement with the government.
I've done that a lot too.
Yeah, but mine lasts for 75 years.
When did this happen? What job was this?
I can't say.
Was it a hand job?
No, it was a pretty long job, but oh gosh, yeah. So now you're showing me a meme of Jim Jones. He knocked out 909 people with one punch. He's the best boxer of all time. Yeah. That'd only make more sense if it was like boxed wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. My puns go so low they're below the knee.
No.
So anyways, about weapons and stuff, history. It's all very interesting. Without weapons, we wouldn't have, I would say, the ability to make technology that furthers man.
Yeah, because most of the time it was how to make a better mousetrap, as it were, how to make a better weapon.
Yeah, and that's where it went from there.
It's like, well, if we could do, like, we got rockets, the space travel because, we made rockets.
Yeah, and Wi-Fi? That was invented by a woman way back in the 40s, a very famous singer.
Interesting.
Yeah, she was actually using that. She was using radio waves and the precursor to Wi-Fi to help guide American torpedoes to German U-boats. Yeah. Wow.
That was the first one.
Oh, yeah. And she never got credit for it because she had used a different assumed name, so people would actually use it.
So was it? What do you think was worse, being colored in the 1940s or being a woman in the 1940s and not having your idea listened to?
How about being a colored woman?
Oh, fuck, yeah.
How about being a lesbian colored woman? That's just...
Rivet and Rosie. That always, that always makes me think that empowered women.
Yeah. If I had to choose between the two, being either colored or being colored male or white female, I would choose... The worst would still be the colored male. Because just for the fact is that a white female still had way more privileges and accessible things than anyone of color did during the early days all the way up until I would say, well, let's not get into that contentious. We'll just say like the 60s, where things started to get better.
It's not that much better, but hey, it's a start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still need louder because racism is stupid. You're like, oh no, your color of your skin's different than mine. Well, you must be a moron. It's like, wow, okay. I thought we were like judging people most on makeup or hairstyle or clothes, but just because your color that you cannot change makes you hated by somebody else?
Well, the way America did it for a number of years, the way that, bombing brown people and, Germans from time to time because, they were trying to move in on America's racket.
Yeah, which time?
World War I, World War II.
Yeah.
Or, as George Carlin put it, bigger dick foreign policy.
Yeah.
They have bigger dicks than us? Bomb them!
I mean, America in its own right is a messed up place anyways, because if we're speaking of history, the people who win the wars or who have, like you said, the biggest dick, write history the way they want it written to make themselves seem like the good guy. We always, make, Germany to be like the terrible, messed up bad guys, but the Japanese were just as fucked up. They had their own concentration camps where they had a specific military medical unit called Unit, I think it was 731, where they were literally taking people and prisoners of China and making them into biological weapons.
Jesus.
Infecting them with all sorts of diseases like smallpox, typhoid, tuberculosis, AIDS, you name it. And they were eviscerating these people and carving them up while they were alive with no anesthetic to use them as other purposes to see, like, how long will it take for these guys to bleed out? How long can they stay alive? Let's take off a limb and see how long it takes for them to bleed out. We can use this as information. This was during the 30s to mid-40s, and it was so bad that no one ever lived from these tests. Everyone was killed, and they enjoyed doing it after a while. They enjoyed murdering these people in messed up, grotesque ways to make hundreds of tons of biological material from their organs, flesh, kidneys, whatever you want to call it, from these people. Then they would even try and crossbreed diseases to try and make something new, and they were even semi-successful. They made a virus that would continually eat your skin, that there's no cure for it even today. It still creates abscesses that just eat away at your skin. It burns and just keeps eating away at your skin. It's a messed up stuff, and it killed thousands of people in China. And guess what happened?
What happened?
After the war, we're like, hey, you guys did some really fucked up shit in the name of science. No, we don't want in. No. We're not going to charge you for war crimes during World War II for all this messed up, fucked up shit you did. Come work for us. We'll pay you. Bring all your research and your materials. And yes, all the biological material. Come work for us. Bring all your notes. You'll be well paid.
It's the trials of Nuremberg. It was kind of fucked up. If you were just associated with the Nazi Party, depending on where you were at, you were still executed. Like, I can't remember, an old friend of ours who was telling me this, that a guy had nothing to do with the executions, anything like that. I think he was like PR, pretty much.
Yeah.
But he was still executed.
Uh-huh.
Because he was a high-ranking member of the Nazi Party.
Even just normal guards were. I mean, not all Nazis liked being Nazis. They were just too afraid to do anything else.
Yes, Hitler was fucking nuts.
Yeah. It was just an absolute thing. Oh, you don't like my idea? Okay, good. Go in the oven with these guys.
Do you remember that old joke when we were in grade school? It's like you have the choice of 3 different leaders. Alcoholic, wife beater, did drugs and whatnot. And then
what the fuck kind of elementary school did you go to?
Public.
I went to pub. Did you go to L.A. or what? I mean,
No. It was just like a little joke. It's like
I've never heard of this.
Pretty much, it was giving you the choices of FDR, Winston Churchill, or Adolf Hitler, because Hitler was a vegan, rarely drank, loved his wife, never cheated on her, never hit her, and they give you that option without naming names, and everyone usually picks that person, not realizing it was Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, I'd go with Winchester. The gun. He speaks the truth. No,
guns always speak the truth.
I'd go with Winston Churchill.
FDR was an amazing man. I've heard Churchill was quite the womanizer.
Oh yeah.
Drinking cognac, champagne, always fucked up. Apparently, some of his greatest broadcasts, he was so fucked up, they got the guy who did the voice of Winnie the Pooh to do them.
Yes, that's true. That's legitimately true. But
we will like them on the beaches. Eeyore and Tigger too.
Well, not Piglet, because he's not part of this man's army.
I put solution on the skin and Russell gets the horse again.
Oh gosh.
It's a Piglet meme. I heard this was one of my favorite things I've learned in recent times, but a lot of people who, if they've watched Netflix or if they're fans of Mythbusters, it was a plan the British came up with during World War II to secretly start dosing Hitler with estrogen. And it would have taken away his machismo. Like impotence, more maternal.
Yeah.
And probably would have been worse. Would have been made him more angry since he couldn't get it up for Eva Braun. So, the British Science Division at the time just laughed it off. It's like, fuck it.
It's okay. You know something just as bad? America made a gay bomb.
I think I heard about that one.
Yes. The American scientists tried to make a supposed gas bomb that would turn the Japanese men homosexual, and since that was deemed, not honorable or good, they would off themselves. Well, that's what was the Americans' hope. So if we turn them all gay, they won't fight and they'll kill themselves because it's not honorable to be gay in Japan back in these early days.
Well, fuck. With the art of Bushido, it was kind of okay to be gay.
Yeah, but that was back then the art of Bushido. That was hundreds of years before 1940.
100 years or so, but yeah, whatever. But it was still in feudal Japan, probably, where it was still okay before the Meiji era, I want to say.
Yeah. Or the Edo.
Edo period.
But yeah, governments do really stupid things to do stuff. Like America tried to paint Mount Fuji red to demoralize the Japanese, but they ran out of paint. That's real shit.
Or some of the weapons they came up with, like a stealth weapon they came up with called the Bigot.
Never heard of it, but okay.
Oh, cool. It was it was based off of 1911, and it fired spikes. It used it was a suppressed weapon. Their idea of suppressed, air quotes.
Cool. They made a lot of interesting weapons during World War II. A lot of them were ridiculous. Some were cool, like the jetpack. That was cool, real thing. But it wasn't exactly the safest thing to use. So, interesting. Looks like the gun you're showing me. It looks like basically if Batman was in the 40s and he was trying to make his
grapple gun.
Yeah, his grappling gun.
Well, it was interesting. It fired like a 32 blank or 38 blank. 38 super would be to fit in the 1911. And see it went along that track in there and it came out.
So it went all the way the length of the whole entire barrel. Interesting.
Yeah, but it didn't work out so well.
Yeah. Just like the Germans around the corner rifle.
Yes, I remember that. It was for the MP40. Or was it... what was the one they came up with after the MP40 that was the basis of our modern-day assault rifle?
Anyways, the story is they made that assault rifle. They made a 45-degree angle barrel with a mirror halfway through the barrel on top of it so you can see around the corner and shoot people from around the corner without putting yourself present.
Yeah, I think you could attach it to the machine gun and then...
The worst part about it is bullets don't curve in a barrel, they just shred. So it turned into firing shrapnel. It turned it into like an assault shotgun for around the corner.
Now you'd get like a couple, like one at a time, but not full auto before it fucks something up. Because the Mythbusters proved you can fire at least one round at a time through a curved barrel, even at that 40 degrees too.
Yeah. But
it loses power though.
Yeah, well, yeah. Definitely, because that's a scrape against the right side of the barrel if you're shooting it out of the left side. Left curve. For 45. Because for some reason, most corridors, everything always turns to the right when you're going down a corridor. Or in like military facilities, everything turns to the right. So all the barrels were curved to the left so you can fight from around the corner without being attacked.
But if it weren't for that idea, then someone wouldn't have come up with corner shot.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Corner shot is a wonderful bit of technology. You can put in any handgun into it, and it could fire around corners. Most commonly used as a Glock for the most part, I think.
Yeah.
And they have a camera attached to it, and it's like one of the old LCD cameras with the flip screen out.
Yeah.
You just like release the lock, put it at the angle you want, lock it, go around corners.
Yep.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah, but not used that much nowadays. Because we have better, more fun ways to kill people.
I believe the Israelis came up with that.
The fun never stops.
Yeah, they've come up with some great stuff, like the Uzi, which was considered one of the greatest machine but given its size, I always consider a machine pistol. You know, like Mac 11, Mac 10.
Oh, I agree. It's the same type of, I would say, base. All have the same kind of like style to it. Yeah.
Well, pistol. You have the Uzi carbine. I think they'd say, or regular Uzi, a mini Uzi, and a micro Uzi.
Yeah, the micros were fun.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Israelis make good stuff, but I don't know, I'm sure it works great, but it doesn't look... I don't like the look of it. I love the look of the Mac 10, plus it's 45 ACP.
Yes, that's
no nonsense, just give me a 45. I love them. And you know, the grease gun was a lot better than the the Tommy gun.
Yeah, it held together better. It shot more accurately, and it required less cleaning.
And whereas I believe someone compared it to the Tommy gun cost like $30 a day to build, and the grease gun cost $3 a day to build.
Yeah, it was basically like stamped together steel, but it still worked better.
Hell yeah. I think with that short barrel like that, if they would have been making suppressors back then, they could have put a can on there.
Yeah, it would have been great. Yeah.
Hell yes.
I love talking about history of weapons. It's so much interesting to see how it's changed and evolved over the years, and just the random breakthroughs just because of, war.
Yeah. Well, there's one weapon that has not changed in over, I'd say 107 years.
What, the shotgun?
No, the 1911.
Oh, yeah, basically. Yeah, the frame is about as generic as you can get, yeah.
I mean, they have come up with, great leaps and bounds in technology. Like the original 1911 was only held 7 rounds. Now with the standard magazine, in any 1911, in any state, holds 8. I know that's not much of a breakthrough, but, different metals, the different technologies we come up with, combat hammers, combat triggers.
And compounds. We use more plastic now than metal.
Yes, I just found out that 1911s, there is a polymer frame, which I didn't think they did. Remember I told you about this the other day?
I couldn't believe it either.
I know. I thought, it's like, why is nobody doing this? I mean, still have the innards of a 1911, do the polymer frame, and then a higher capacity magazine, maybe a 13-rounder. That'd be cool. Or maybe... I've heard a lot of companies are trying to make their guns compatible with Glock magazines.
No, that's just wrong.
Well, look at Chris Vector.
My personal opinion, yeah, I love the Vector.
Oh God, that was like the greatest leap in firearms technology in decades.
Yeah, I mean, to absorb recoil to that little of amount is just amazing.
Well,
could
it's not
easily
really
go-
an assault rifle. It's a submachine gun.
A submachine gun that shoots 45 is to me, an assault rifle of awesome. If it's full auto, that's awesome.
First of all, I don't.
If I can go through like
anything below
2,000 rounds of this ammo straight in like an hour and not have my shoulder just broken, that's a win in any book.
I've heard you can put 245 rounds in the same hole.
Yeah, it's ridiculously accurate as well.
It's a nail driver.
Yep.
For those of you at home who are not familiar with that term, it means you're
What, nail driver?
what? And a lot of people aren't familiar with that.
I think it's called a hammer.
Either a person or a weapon is just so accurate and powerful that you could hit a nail on the head with a bullet and put it through, in place.
So then, I could use that term in porn. Like, this guy is so good, he can do a cum shot directly up the left nostril. He's a real nail driver.
Why do you have to ruin everything?
Ruin or make it better? Yeah, it got better.
Yeah.
That's right.
The vector, the piston, whatever it is behind the magazine that just keeps it down.
No,
It's amazing.
Most recoil on submachine guns and assault rifles, the receiver goes straight back into your shoulder.
Yeah.
This one goes back and then down into the handle.
Yeah, like a piston. I've seen the animation for it. But
Yes.
it keeps it, and it helps with the rise too.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Uh-huh.
I can't wait for them to do something more than just the Chris Vector. I mean, yeah, they chambered it in 10 mil now.
Oh, cool.
I love 10 mil. It's such an underrated round. We were trying, from what I understand, this is in the 80s, I want to say. Vega, I think, told me about this. They were doing trials, and they wanted to bring back the 1911. Colt did. It was called the Colt Delta.
Okay.
And it's chambered in 10 mil. And they were trying to get the American military to
adopt it.
Yeah. But it didn't fly, but I would love to have one myself.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 mil, actually, that is the same diameter as a 45 ACP round, pretty much. Here and there.
Yeah. But with a little bit more power to it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so there was that. But that's what Chris has done. They've chambered the Vector in 10 mil. They've made California variants of and various other things. I would love to see them put this in an assault rifle. Imagine you did that. I mean, they'd have to do more polymer, though, because ounces equal pounds, and pounds save lives. From what I've heard, a lot of soldiers' testimonies. Like how a lot of, Magpul stuff. I mean, those polymer magazines ain't no slouch either.
Yeah.
They could take a beating.
Yeah. And they're made of plastic mostly. Yeah.
Although there is new I've seen for ARs, M4s, whatever. It's still a metal round or metal magazine, but it's like twice the thickness, 3 times the thickness, and one mag holds 60 rounds.
Ooh.
And it's not a drum either, and you could still get that in a regular pouch on your on your vest, on your belt setup, whatever it is you do.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this brings me to the next point: is where do you think guns are going to go next?
Well, clearly lasers.
Lasers, like fucking Star Wars or Star Trek.
Honestly, I think the handheld lasers in Star Wars were better than the ones in Star Trek, with a burst of energy, not a fucking beam coming out of it. Of course, then again, who knows? I mean, or I would love to see a railgun that's compact.
A portable railgun?
Like in the Eraser?
No, I was thinking more of like Gurren Lagann.
Oh.
The anime where it's a rifle that's powered by electricity. It's just a railgun. And you can use arrows in it, a stick, a bullet, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Well, something compact enough for a soldier to carry. I mean, think about the velocity that would probably be a good sniper rifle right there.
Oh yeah, it'd be so cool to have an electric piston driven.
My God,
gun.
I mean, if it's traveling at 1,200 miles a second compared to 50 cal round, I mean,
math. Okay. Because a 308 round or any bullet for whatever, with the current laws of physics, whatnot, gravity, will drop like an inch every, what is it? 100 feet?
Yeah, 100 feet to like 50 yards, yeah.
So think about this. This thing's traveling. It boggles the mind pretty much. I can't even think right now.
Let's use the word fast.
It's changing the game pretty much if they can make something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, if they can make something like that, because they already are making them, and they are reality. They're on battleships and destroyers for our Navy.
Yeah, and the best thing about railguns is if you're using them with nuclear weapons,
oh, fuck.
no heat signature, right? So they're 90% less detectable because there's no heat signature to them when they're being launched by a rail-guided system instead of self-propelled.
That's insane. It's kind of scary, actually.
Yep.
So I was looking at this article on Google, and it said that, where are you, bastard? The Smith & Wesson 500, world's most powerful handgun. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to say the world's most powerful production handgun, because there's this one handgun that's it's made in Austria. A lot of good things come in Austria.
Yep.
And it's chambered in 600 Nitro Express.
As a revolver?
Yes.
Ooh. Rifle rounds.
Rifle round that you could hunt an elephant with. This is a backup gun for hunting elephants.
How would it be a backup gun? That'd be like my primary if I'm using 600 Nitro.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I'd have like a 454 Casull being my backup. If I'm using the 600 Nitro as my primary revolver.
Here we go.
Oh, it's a nice looking gun. Long barrel. The bullet is huge. I mean, it makes the guy holding the gun look like he's like 6 years old, holding like a regular, 8-inch barrel gun. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The recoil must be insane.
Oh, most of the time when I see people shooting it, they have it in the stand and they're wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
Except this guy in the first picture right there. If you want to take a look at it, go on Google and type in 600 Nitro Express pistol.
It looks like it's only like a 3-shot.
3 or 4.
4, yeah. 'Cause it's
5
so huge. So huge. Like you, George, it's so huge.
I am so huge. Thank you for noticing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Have you ran through the house naked after an earthquake and start knocking stuff over off of tables?
With my dick?
Yeah.
Yes. How'd you know? Because your dad did it too? Oh.
Yeah.
There you go, Brendan.
He actually
If
did.
you want this weapon, you got to have that much.
For the 450... so it shoots 600 Nitro or 458 Winchester mag for only $17,300.
It's $16.
Oh, wow, cool. Each bullet is only $40. That's so doable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cheap. No, not really. Oh, one of my favorite guns of ridiculousness, George, from the olden days was called the duck gun.
I think I've heard of that. My dad actually brought that up recently.
Where it takes a whole boat to hold it.
Yeah.
It's about, an 8-foot long gun. It's basically a giant shotgun that you have to use a boat to hold this thing. You lie down and you find an entire herd of duck. You scare them and then you take them all out with one shot. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it takes 2 people. Oh, sorry. It's still called the punt gun for duck hunting. But it was banned because it was a little too ridiculous. It was just absolutely absurd.
Nobody needs that many ducks at once.
Never mind. It's more like 15 feet, huh? It's huge. Yeah, look at that. That's ridiculous. It's so unsportsmanlike, just take out an entire flock. Unless you're really hungry or feeding a village, you don't need that for one dude.
It takes a village. Yeah. Okay, if this gentleman... people were shorter still.
We'll just say he's 5'8".
That thing is at least 10 feet long.
Yeah.
12 feet.
Yeah.
10, 12 feet.
It's just ridiculous, but it's so funny. It's just absurd. Like the duck foot pistol. It's got 3 barrels and 1 trigger.
There's variations of it, but there's 3 to 5 barrel variations of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when a shotgun isn't cool enough, you want to pull out, the 5-barreled gun.
Well, this is before the shit. Well, no. Well, no. We called it blunderbuss back then.
Shotguns been around during this pistol's in manufacture. But, I mean, sometimes, shotgun rounds weren't as prevalent, or you had a favorite type of round because you used one round for all your guns.
For the most part, blunderbuss, you just fucking fill with shot, sometimes some fucking silverware, or just whatever you had lying around.
It was mostly, the most painful thing was broken glass. Because it caused the most shredding damage. And glass was really hard to pick out because it was usually clear. So, yeah.
Coach, let's see. I saw this on Pawn Stars once. I used to love that show, mainly for the weapons and maybe some of the rare cars or weird cars.
Yeah.
They still called it a coach gun or a stage gun, and it was European, 18th century. It did not look like a blunderbuss. It was a double barrel, and I think 2 shots, and it had a spring-loaded tri-bayonet on it, I think.
Oh, fun.
Fuck yeah.
Everyone should have one of those.
I was talking to I was taking my daughter home recently, and I was telling her, well, from what I recall, was the origin of the term shotgun. Because my girlfriend Rose was sitting shotgun, my daughter was sitting in the back. And I was explaining, how I was originally told. It's people who said shotgun were usually, on the stagecoach, and they, had a coach gun, which was usually a decent-sized barrel 10-gauge shotgun.
Yeah, 10 gauge. I love 10 gauge. I still haven't fired a 10 gauge shotgun yet.
I'd love to fire a 10 gauge.
Yeah,
sounds pretty fun.
I mean, the ammo's kind of hard to come by. The guns are expensive, and there's no real point to it when you have a 12 gauge, which is just good enough.
12 gauge is the most dominant shotgun round around. Especially
when they make 3-inch slugs.
Nothing says I love you like a 3-inch slug.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much 50 caliber.
Yeah. I rifled 1 ounce or 1.5 ounce rifled slug out of 12 gauge. Oh, that'll put a hole through you like a dinner plate.
Fuck me. You know what I've always wanted to do with my shotgun? I wanted to make my own loads for shotguns.
Well, I thought you were going to say lube up a shotgun with tar and then jam it in some guy's ass like they did in Crank 2.
No thanks. That sounds painful. And
because of the tar?
Well, I wouldn't want a shotgun in my ass, would you?
No, because he'd blow his load before I would mine.
Yeah. No, I've always wanted to fill my shotgun shells with flechettes.
Flechette rounds? Yeah.
Flechettes are banned in combat.
They're basically little tiny serrated arrows. Arrowheads.
They usually put them in artillery.
Yep.
If they are still around, that is what they are used for, artillery for the most part.
Yeah, they're basically anti-tank rounds. I mean, anti-aircraft rounds.
Yeah, and the ones used for artillery have like 6-inch fucking darts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's insane.
Yep.
As a kid, I fired a lot of guns as a kid, and unfortunately, because I had a kid early on in life, I'm not saying I regret that, I always had more responsibilities, so I was not able to get my guns when, because I had higher responsibilities. But there's always money for knives. And so I've always bought knives, and I've had a fascination with them ever since I was a little kid. I got my first pocket knife when I was 7.
Yeah, and when did you watch your first Jason movie again?
When I was a teenager.
Okay.
When you are the youngest of the 4 children and your brothers like to torment you, kind of sticks with you for a while. It affected me.
I thought you were like, I had to stab them a few times for them to leave me alone.
No, we would have never met because I would have been hospitalized.
Well, they would have been hospitalized first if they.
I meant they would have locked me up in an institution of sorts.
Oh, okay, that kind of hospitalized. Okay.
Yes. Anywho, I couldn't watch horror movies till I was a teenager, at least. When you're being chased around by someone with a hockey mask or a Michael Myers, William Shatner mask, Captain Kirk.
That's right.
Because, fun fact, in the Halloween movie franchise, the original Michael Myers mask is actually a Captain Kirk mask, which they painted the face white, they messed up the hair some, and they widened out the eye holes.
Yep. Nothing like good old-fashioned ingenuity.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah, I was, it scared the shit out of me, so I couldn't watch horror movies till I was a teenager. Yeah, but no, I've been collecting knives for years, and I think everyone should have at least one good knife. I myself usually have 3 good knives on me at any given time. I have
one he stores rectally.
You never know.
At least it's in the sheath, So.
Oh, that'd be a good idea for next time. No.
You cut
Ignore that one. I do cut you up. No, sometimes 2 pocket knives and a fixed blade, 3 pocket knives, whatever. I know it's a bit odd, but it's 3 different edge types. 1 full straight edge, 1 full serrated, and a combo edge.
Because you never know if there's going to be cheesecake.
You never know when you're going to need a knife. Always might be cake sometime. Or you might need to stab a motherfucker in the face.
That's right. Most of the time, I'm using my knife to open packages because plastic packaging nowadays from manufacturers is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're all about, not stealing the product, but if you can't get the fucking thing out after you buy it, what's the point?
To buy their box knife that opens up the package perfectly.
Yeah, but it's also still in the same kind of packaging.
Yeah.
So how do you get that out, huh?
Yeah.
I just burn it out.
Oh, anywho, so I got a collection, a little over 200, I think, knives.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a few.
Fascination since I was 7, and I'm 32 now, so...
Why would your mom let you even have a knife at the age of 7?
My dad did.
So I was first allowed to have a knife, a pocket knife, and only because I was cutting out pieces for models. And that was back when I was 13.
I also fired a gun when I was 5, so...
Oh.
It was, if I recall correctly, it was a Ruger 1022 in California before the ban on high-capacity magazines. So it had that full banana clip.
Yeah. It's funny, is the small ban on magazines was lifted. Like 22, you can have 15 rounds again.
So, but...
Instead of the 10 rounds. Only for like small bore rifling.
So 22, 22 Magnum, 22 short, 22 long.
Yep, you can have them in 15 rounds again instead of just the 10.
Nice. Well, actually, my first gun is a Remington Viper 22. This is before the ban. I only had a 10 round mag, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I'm happy with it.
Yeah. I mean, if you can tell in this podcast, we kind of enjoy weapons and their history.
We enjoy a lot of things. It's just we haven't delved on weapons. And go ahead, you want to.
Yes, I enjoy weapons so much.
He's grabbing one of my pocket knives out.
Actually, no, I'm grabbing your pocket because the pocket itself is being worn down from where the clip goes to your pocket knife to your pants.
And that's from like at least a dozen different knife clips.
Yeah.
Because I like to change it out every single day.
Yeah. This is a nice carabiner you have here.
It came with my Leatherman Super Tool 300.
And what's under door number 2? You're like, well... Yeah, that's the Zippo lighter with the case that I got you.
Yes.
Now, is this like a Marlboro? Yeah.
Yeah, my dad
Zippo.
used to smoke. Well, no, that motherfucker still smokes. He'll keep smoking till he dies. He used to trade in his Marlboro miles when they still did that. They used to have this thing that said like 500 Marlboro miles, something like that, on the pack of cigarettes, and he'd break them off, rip it off, and put it in his collection. And he would send those away, pay the shipping and handling, and get all kinds of things. And he had enough at one point to get the Marlboro Iron Lung.
Dun-dun.
That was always a joke. No, fucking badass CB radios, backpacking equipment, lighters, flashlights. Even this limited edition Swiss Army knife I have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. The Victor... I can't remember how to say it. Or
Victorian?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
it. I think that's it.
All right.
It's black instead of red.
I still think it's funny that they call it Marlboro Miles.
Yeah.
Why miles? Are they saying that their cigarettes can go the distance?
It's going for speed.
Oh, yes. Cake. I love that band, Cake. He's going the distance. He's
Going for speed. He's all alone
in her time of need.
And then, I carry this in my everyday carry backpack. It's a Leatherman Core.
It's a Leatherman Core multi-tool thingy. It's heavy. It's nice. I like it.
I bought it off a coworker for $25.
Oh, that was worth it.
He found it in a bathroom stall. New.
Oh, did he wash it first before?
No, it was in the sheath. Some guy...
Okay, I don't care if it was in the sheath. He could have jerked off with it and then put it back in the sheath for completion.
No, another tradesman... It fell off another tradesman's belt.
Oh, okay, all right. Because there's some sick individuals who are like, oh, they're going to want this cell phone, so I'm going to jerk off onto it all over it, and then they'll put their head on it next time with dried cum all over their face. Oh, it's going to get me so hard. People actually do that kind of shit.
Yeah, I know. People suck.
Yeah.
People equal shit.
And there's good people too, but yeah, there's a lot of fucked up people at the same time. Oh, goodness. Oh, and speaking of fucked up people, politics are funny. They make no sense.
Politics meant to make sense?
Yeah, probably back in the day until it was... Until it was perverted and bastardized by greed.
Greed is good. Well, at least that's what Gordon Gekko said.
Who's Gordon Gekko?
Wall Street, the movie. Never mind. We had to watch that in my econ class in high school.
Ah, I would have watched The Wolf of Wall Street.
Not the same thing. Michael Douglas, Charlie Sheen, Martin Sheen. I want to say Daryl Hannah. I can't remember. It's been so long. Excellent film.
Yeah. Excellent film. And video games do not make people violent. They actually help with violent tendencies because you get to take them out in a more constructive manner.
Yeah.
It's like a form of stress relief. So you don't actually kill real people in real life.
Yeah.
And if parents would start, listening to, the warnings on game labels saying, hey, this is for mature kids only. Don't buy your 7-year-old Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, he doesn't need to fucking bang hookers and kill them and run over their corpses with a fucking Cadillac.
Because then he starts talking about it to his other elementary school kid friends, and then they tell their parents and other friends. And it's stupid.
Yeah, I know. My other brother, I'm not bringing up my brother Sam tonight.
Sam's my favorite.
Yes, because you like to listen to him talk.
Well, and he also did not offer me his girlfriend's sweet ass to fuck while he sat there and held her down.
He didn't hold her down. She was just like...
No, he was holding her down.
I know. Well, you didn't have to look her over like you're looking at a fucking used car, kick the tires and whatnot.
She basically was.
Yeah, pretty much.
A very, very high mileage used... everyone had to turn that doorknob kind of.
Yeah, yes, because my brother Sam did not offer you his girlfriend's ass to fuck.
Yeah.
At that time.
Well, he held her down. Because your other brother specifically said, I'm going to hold her down. I'm holding her down. Quick, fuck her. I'm like...
He was also drunk at this time, so...
Yeah.
And his girlfriend, then wife, and then technically, even though they're not together anymore, they're still married because they haven't gone through the divorce, I think. Yeah, anywho, plus you like to listen to Sam talk. Ramble on. Hey, what a concept.
We should have him on as a guest one of these times.
Alright. He's got sweet-ass equipment, too, so... He's got the setup for recording. He's a bit of a recording star. He's an E-lebrity.
An E-lebrity?
Yes.
Do they go, it's him?
Yeah.
Okay. Well... I'll consider him a celebrity or any kind of celebrity as soon as one of his fans offers to suck his dick.
They might have, but he probably had to decline.
Well, only if it was a guy, because he wanted to make eye contact.
Yeah, what is it about guys wanting to make eye contact when they're sucking dick, huh?
I don't know. It's like, am I doing a good job? Am I?
What the fuck did I say? I said no eye contact. No eye contact.
Yep, you're just a mouth. And it doesn't speak.
It's okay as long as there's no eye contact. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay as long as your balls don't touch. It's not gay.
Yeah. I've never personally gone through this experience in a lot. So, anyways, what we're talking.
Neither one of us has gone through this experience, even though there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Well, I think I'm straight, but then again, Rose says you don't know if you're gay or straight unless you try it. It's like I don't want to suck anyone's dick. I mean, I'm stealing this from Louis C.K. I haven't seen a dick that I've wanted to suck.
Well, I think I have.
Thank you.
That's right. Oh, God.
God, what's wrong with us?
That's because we have fucked up humor.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, at least you're not going, hey, you got that bag of dicks? Yeah. No, I don't actually want a bag of dicks. I mean, it's like you don't go down to Walmart and go, hey, can I get that bag of assorted dicks? When do they expire? You know, yeah, a little video from Cyanide and Happiness of that guy eating a literal plate of dicks and then
they're
smiling,
slurping down.
Yeah, and then the black one just sitting there wiggling like it's a tentacle.
Yeah, I just showed Brandon a picture of my uncle's walk-in gun safe closet. He has 3 safes. I'd say that are about 3.5 feet across. One safe is nothing but Western style, single action army style. Some regular revolvers, and a shitload of lever actions.
You think that's a lot?
That's just the contents of one safe.
Yeah.
I'm going to take some pictures for you when I go there this weekend.
We have a family friend of a friend of the family who he doesn't have one safe or 3 safes. He has a room that he just put a safe door on. He said his last count as a collection was over 400.
God, I would love to have that. Of course, I'd love to have the money to have that.
Oh my gosh, they have 400 different, toys. I mean, we don't consider guns toys like literal toys. We consider them as like fun things for a hobby. Target shooting is a lot of fun. It requires skill, accuracy, concentration.
Yeah.
The ability to do math in your head for windage.
I would love to do that. Blanket
and reflexes.
Targets from 500 yards out.
Yeah. It's like the same thing as like people who play tennis, It matters on what, you have to, it's still skill.
Yeah.
It's just a different type of tool for sport. That's why I thought like the triathlons were so cool. You gotta ski down this mountain for like 6 miles, pull out your rifle, shoot a few targets, ski down to the next thing, throw off your skis, paddle across the fucking, Cheyenne River to the other side where you have to go rape a duck afterwards.
I don't think that's it, but okay.
Well, okay, maybe not a duck.
I don't think rape is something in a triathlon.
It should be.
Maybe in Brazil.
Ooh.
That and kidnapping. And bikini waxing.
I'd be saying more than I'm like, yeah. That would be the only time you see a grown man cry is bikini waxing.
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine having to have your nuts waxed?
Oh my gosh. Out there in radio land, I bet there's someone out there that does that.
Yeah.
Why? Why, God? Why?
I'm eventually going to get my nuts either waxed or shaved. I'm hoping just shaved because I want to get a vasectomy one of these days. Because I think 2 kids is more than enough.
Yes,
I mean,
yes it is.
I wouldn't mind adopting a 3rd later down the line, maybe.
Oh, like go Asian, name it Calculator?
No, I didn't even Goku. I don't know. Why would I buy an Asian kid,
Why would you buy... You don't buy them, you adopt them.
No, you're literally just buying kids.
Yeah, from China, they don't really give a fuck.
No, I'm saying any adoption is you have to pay for the kid. You never get a kid for free.
I know.
Adoption costs, George, on average, $25,000 to $45,000.
Why the fuck would you adopt then?
Exactly, right?
Just be happy with the 2 kids you have.
It's free just to, you can pay like $15 to get someone so blackout drunk and then just knock them up and then consider, hey, free kid.
You just got to pay for all their stuff.
Yeah, but it's still cheaper than adopting a kid. The reason why you adopt children is because either their parents either passed away or their parents gave them up because they did not consider themselves responsible enough to even have a kid, or they want to have a kid in the first place and they weren't responsible enough to wrap their shit.
Or you just wanted another sidekick for your, to fight crime with.
Yes, because I'm Batman.
No, Michael Keaton's Batman.
Why can't I be Batman?
You're both your parents are still alive.
Let's keep it that way.
So you can't be Batman.
Shit, fine. Okay.
Or Dick Grayson. Or Tim Drake. I'm not too familiar with Jason Todd's backstory.
Yeah, they're all orphans.
Except Damian Wayne.
Yeah, but that was that was fucked up.
Yeah, he's fucked up.
Yeah. But I'm reading the new Teen Titans where he's Robin.
Yeah, he's the current Robin, even in animation as well.
Oh yeah, cool. I love Teen Titans. All forms. I wish they kept the cartoon series on Cartoon Network.
The original one.
The original one. Not Teen Titans.
Fucking Go.
Teen Titans Go is for little kids.
I hate that shit.
It's still kind of funny, and it has ridiculous adult references that kind of hurt sometimes.
Yeah. Love hurts. Ooh, love hurts.
No, that's called pegging. If she goes in dry, then yeah, love does hurt. I remember the montages in the Deadpool movie when him and his girlfriend were like, holiday
Calendar
sexes.
girl. Yeah.
Happy
International Women's Day.
Yeah. And then she's like having him bite down while she's taking him in the ass with a strap on.
He wasn't biting down. He's just like, no.
He goes, no. Oh God, no.
And then in the bloopers, he's like,
yeah.
And she's just wearing the harness for it.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Back to weapons.
Dildo can be used as a weapon and a strap on too.
Get a stainless steel dildo and bash someone's head in, and then just have a grin on your face while doing it. Try to maintain that, and then people won't fuck with you in line at the bus station.
Well, I wonder if anyone has ever choked somebody to death with a dildo.
Someone has choked to death on a dick. When I worked last, and my girlfriend, we were independent contractors, and we were listening to KLOS, and
it's a radio station.
Yeah, California radio station, Southern California radio station. And apparently in Florida, this guy's girlfriend, she choked to death on his cock. And he actually dropped trial in court and showed his dick. And I think he either got away either with manslaughter or lesser charge than that, or got off scot-free.
They would have to make a new category, cock slaughter.
I don't think they'd make a new category just for a one-time thing.
I wonder if the judge asked, or judge asked, did you at least finish? Before or after she died?
Both. And then you see his hand dip below his desk and whatnot. It's like, tell me more. And Chambers. Yeah. You like this voice, don't you, Brandon? Yes, it's my dirty voice.
Okay.
Yeah, the funny part is I had this. This is one of my voices I've had before.
The
Big
show,
Mouth.
Yeah, the cartoon.
The cartoon on Netflix, Big Mouth.
Yeah.
It's just, it's after the Hormone Monster. It's like, hey, that's one of my voices. Fuck it. Let's go with it.
Yeah, pretty soon you'll turn to Ralph Garman. He'll be the man of voices.
Isn't he like the man of 1,000 voices? No, that was an actual voice actor. I can't remember his name. He used to do Looney Tunes.
Yeah, Ralph Garman can do like 60 voices.
Yeah, it's insane. No, I want to go back to weapons, is what I was talking about. I want to
weaponizing dildos.
Someone's already doing it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
One shot, one kill.
Or like a sabotage dildo where they like stuck like a spring-bladed knife in there.
So like an OTF knife or a ballistic knife?
Ballistic knife.
Yeah. OTF is out the front, like the old-fashioned stiletto knives, where you flip a switch or hit a button and it comes straight out the handle, and you reverse that action and it goes back down. A ballistic knife is illegal as sin in this country, I want to say.
Yep.
Unless it's like certain states, or you have the proper licensing, or it's just to showcase how illegal they are.
Yeah, it uses a CO2 cartridge.
No, not even that. It's just a very powerful spring.
Ah.
That might be legal, actually. But it started off as a Russian Spetsnaz weapon. Russian Spetsnaz is Russian Special Forces, and it's just an insane weapon. Just you could still use it for some hand-to-hand, but primarily just...
It's got a button on it so you can just point.
There's a safety and a button, and...
Fire and you kill someone, yeah. Can you imagine that being attached to a dildo? Just
that
fire one
suck.
off. Yeah.
Anywho, I wouldn't mind getting, when I get the money, get my Mossberg 590, for home defense. Then if I'm not around, for whoever, the women, get a 357 Magnum and load it with 38s, because the larger frame would help with recoil.
And the heavier weight, yeah.
Yeah,
Just don't get ultralight frames because they're stupid.
Yeah. Well, a heavier frame, and then the light loads, my mom or Rose could, put someone down with that. Or maybe load it with snake shot. That way they won't miss.
Yep, I love snake shot. It's basically a shotgun round for a pistol or revolver.
22s, 38 special, and 45 long Colt, I want to say.
I still have snake shot for my 22 rifle. It just kind of works. It actually turns it into like a little 410 shotgun shell.
But, I wouldn't mind getting, some kind of 45. Springfield's good. Now, of course, what's a ridiculous gun that you would want that you would, if you would only buy if you had the money?
I want Vega's Colt Python that his dad has. Oh my gosh. I could hit anything with that Colt Python.
That was pretty nice. Cobra wasn't half bad either.
I mean, with his Python, it was like the 8-inch, 6 or 8-inch barrel.
7.
I was hitting stuff at 100 yards. At the Rainbow Valley Range, the iron guy, the standing iron.
I've never
guy.
been to that one, but I've been to Riverside Magnum Range and Iron Sights in Oceanside.
That thing was so accurate, it was ridiculous.
Okay, so not the last time I went to Arizona. This is back in between 2009 and 2011, I want to say. My dad and I went. And my cousin, who is Army Special Forces, was down with his buddies. It was 4th of July weekend, I think.
Yeah, it was.
And this is, our vacation time from work. And my mom bought my dad for the year I was born a Ruger Red Hawk 44 Magnum 7-inch barrel. He calls her Betsy. Now, his sights are broken on it. And we set up a board, 2x4. With a bunch of cans of bottles on it. My cousin and his Army buddies, they're fucking planking at it with their subcompact 9 mils. My dad takes out Betsy. He fucking aims for one with his broken sight, and he fucking takes out the whole board.
Well, yeah. I mean, things ridiculous.
And my cousin and his buddies wanted to give it a shot. Actually, no, one of his buddies did not have some little compact 9. He had a Taurus 1911 fucking gold and chrome plated.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It was ridiculous. But hey, Taurus 1911s are no slouch. I mean, as cheap as they are, they come with like all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, Taurus is a great brand. They offer a lifetime warranty. They stick behind their stuff.
I don't know. I've just never been too attracted to Taurus. I mean, I like German. For the most part, German and Austrian. Although the Springfield XD series I fired, I like.
Yeah.
And then I didn't like Glock in the beginning because they were hideous. I didn't like the first or second gen Glocks, but when you go with the stats, it fires 99.9% of the time.
Yeah, until it breaks down.
Or unless it's a range gun.
And
then that was my first experience with a Glock, range guns. So it's like I didn't like it, but I fired another Glock and I thought it was great.
I don't know you. I'm not a fan of Glocks. I fired Glocks range gun and non-range guns, and I still think they're terrible.
I don't know. Well, try the Springfield XD series if you ever get a chance.
I would love to.
Well, that's what I would like to get because they're on par with the price of Glocks, but they're American. It's Springfield, so.
Yeah, I haven't gone shooting, George, in almost 2 years now.
I think I went shooting last with you. Unless I went... Yeah, I went shooting with you. And what, our BLM is closed to shooting, right?
The Bureau of Land Management one? One of them, yeah. I'm not sure about the other one. I haven't checked it in a long time.
We'll have to look into that.
It's up the Christmas Tree Lane.
Oh.
In Paris. I know, it's a weird name.
Oh, wow, we were running kind of long tonight.
Well, George, you're always running kind of long.
Why, thank you.
And that's why when you finish, they're like, oh, thank God.
That happened once, yeah.
They're like, take it out. George, your cock is so big, it's like a minute just getting it in there. And you hear beep, 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 beep.
Back it up, back it in, let me be.
Yeah. All right, well, I think we should end today's podcast.
Yeah, I think this is the longest one we've done yet.
It was wonderful.
Yes, I thought it was great.
Yep.
So this is George Steersman.
And Brandon Meese. And this is Ramble On.
signing off.
Have a good week.